Okay, here's a look at the E-mini S&P for Tuesday, September the 28th, 2010. Going into the market today, I'd mentioned yesterday that we're still on the a bullish bias side, so our preference was on the long side. Uh, I was thinking that the next support down would be around 1130. The market didn't quite make it there overnight, but exceeded it in the regular trading hours, and from that point proceeded to have a pretty nice rally for the rest of the day. So boosting up that support area to around the 38. We actually think it's strong enough that it should hold in the 37 to 38 area. As a matter of fact, yeah, we should probably make that the 37. Let's call it the 37. So this is where we think support's likely to come in, perhaps overnight or tomorrow. No real big news out tomorrow. And then a lot of more important news coming out on Thursday and Friday. So uh, tomorrow might be somewhat of a quiet day as a result. We also like to look at the market profiles that are formed during the regular trading hours only, and that's what you're looking at right here. As far as our trades were concerned, we had a very active day today. We had um, 10 trades triggered, of which 6 of them we took. So let's take a look at that. You can see here that we had our very first trade was a short. Then we had another short here. There was 2 arrows there, but they worked out to just one as far as the trade was. And then we had another short trade there. Then the market started to rally, and you can see that we have these long trades trigger. We had a short trade here that we did not take. We were in the green filter at that time. We had a long trade in here triggered from this pair, and we did take that. We had another short trade here, which we did not take with the green filter. And the same goes for this trade over here. Actually, this trade was not actually triggered. It was set up, but it took too long to trigger it. So it was actually there was actually no trade there, whether we were going to take it or not. Then we had a long trade in here that we took. A short trade triggered here that was filled here, but we did not take it. We were in the up auction with good rejection off the lows, and so there was no reason to take a short trade in an intraday up auction with a neutral filter. And so that was the same case on these signals here, which worked together. And these very last arrows here were not used. It was just too late in the day. So this particular trade, this first trade, worked out great. We got in on that, and our fill was beautiful. The market immediately dropped 6 3/4 points. So no worse than 4.5 points on the final partial on that one. This was our second trade in here. A nice fill on that. It came down and hit our second objective, and then just nicked us here before the market had that really nice dip down. So depending on how strict trade management was on there, it was either just a modest gain or a very good gain. This was the third trade down here, and it did come down and hit well, it hit beyond our first objective, so it turned out to be a break-even trade. The next trade that we had was right in here. These two were combined, so we had a really nice long trade right in here, and that really moved up nicely. So that worked out to be a great trade, moving 4.25 points in our favor, no worse than 200 or I should say 2 3/4 points on the final partial on that one. So that was the fourth trade that was triggered that we did take. We didn't take this trade here, being a short trade. We did take this trade here, which turned out to be a fifth trade today. I'm sorry, this is the fifth trade right here, the long one, fifth one right here. This was the sixth trade. The fifth one, we exited that trade after 10 minutes for a 4 tick loss. So we did have a slight loss on that trade. This next trade, as I said, this one we didn't take. It was in the green filter. This particular trade here we did take. It did hit our first objective and then come back, so it turned out to be a break even. So this was a break even on this trade. This trade here was minus 1 point. and these trades were not taken, so there was no short trades here being in the neutral filter in an intraday up auction. So our first trade here worked out really good. I mean, that just trading the 4 contracts, it was a 7.5 point gain. Just a 1.5 on the second trade. The third trade turned out to be a break even, and the fourth trade turned out to be a really nice trade, 5 3/4 points on that one. And then so 2 out of the 6, 2 were break even, 4 for good winners, and 1 was a loss. And on that one we lost 1 point on 4. So you can see here that when you take a look at that and add all those together, what's that, 175, so 3 1/4. So that was a plus 1075 day, which was a nice day. And also considering that 10.75 points, considering that the second trade here that we got short and just got nicked for a very modest gain, that thing dropped from around the 33 where we were down to 27. So so that would have been a several point gain on that one. So a nice day of trading. Nice to see the filter come in there and help us out so much. We were expecting that continuation down, and it did occur, and so we were able to get on board with those short trades as it sold off early in the day. And then you can see our filter quickly changed here onto the bullish side, and then we were able to participate in some of these up auctions, so intraday auctions. So any questions or comments, don't hesitate in reaching us at info@emitydaytrader.com. Always enjoy hearing your questions and comments. Anything you want to send us, we always appreciate hearing it. So that'll be it for today. Thanks for taking the time to watch the video, and we'll see you again tomorrow.